Super J.
The Weekend Wiggle.
Good afternoon, Super J out and about, and today we are in North Riding, just outside of Randburg, and we here at a very big temple. It's going to be one of the biggest one in Southern Africa, and with me I have Reshma Thakur and Anjana Makan from the BAPS Society. So good afternoon and introduce yourselves, guys.
Hi, I'm Reshma Thakur and I'm a volunteer at the BAPS Swami Narayan.
I'm Anjana Makan and I'm also a volunteer at the BAPS Mandir. We're here to make this dream a reality for South Africans across the country.
I can just see the glow on your face. So tell me, what's this glow about?
We're excited. We've been working on this for the last, 8 good years. This has been a vision of our Guru, BAPS Swami Maharaj, and he inspired this about 8 years ago in terms of building this traditional Haveli, which is supposed to be an amalgamation of our Indian Hindu tradition together with our roots in South Africa. This is our country and we are Indian in South Africa, but this is our home country. So the idea here is to bring back our roots with our future. Our future is here in this country, and this has been a project that we have put our hearts and souls into. We've spent many nights, many years here to give our time, our talent and our treasure to make this dream a reality. So even we are surprised when we look around and we see that after 8 years of prayer, of hard work and of time and effort, that we actually see this coming into reality.
Okay, and Reshma, why do you have this glow? Why are you so excited about this?
So I think for me it's the excitement of sharing this very heartening project that we put so much of our life into, I live down the road. I actually moved down the road so I can be part of this project on a more daily basis. I have a 3-year-old daughter and I want her to be her home. So I think for me, it's grand, it's beautiful, but it's not just ours. It belongs to the country, it belongs to each and every South African to be part of this journey with us. And I think we finally get to launch it. And we are just itching for everyone to come and be part of this entire exciting project.
So what made you guys choose North Riding?
So the idea here is that we are South Africans, and we've actually had a temple in Mayfair, Fordsburg, in Asia, Lodium, Zini. We've had small centers across the country, Cape Town included actually. But as we've seen the growth of our satsang and the community growing and becoming larger, we've needed a larger place to actually base ourselves so that we can spread this message of hope and being united as a country. And so when we were looking for land, this was actually quite an interesting piece of land because we have homes around us. It's a central place for people all over Johannesburg to actually be able to travel here with much more ease and come to attend the congregations here, the events here, the activities here. The idea also is that this is going to be a center where we celebrate Hinduism in all its grand scale. So we have festivals celebrating Ram Parivar, Krishna Parivar, and the idea here is this is a central place large enough to house our community and make South African in terms of everyone can come here, enjoy the place with our children, with our parents, with our grandparents, and come here as a family and community to enjoy Hinduism and the diversity that which this country offers.
The Swami Narayan Mandirs all over the world are known for their lovely buildings. Can you tell us something about what materials and artisans is used for the creation of this one?
So the actual complex, the brick and mortar and the actual materials that we could have sourced from South Africa, that was the first option. As much as possible was locally sourced, right? The only things that we actually had to import from India and perhaps some other countries was the specialized items, like some of the special marble, some of the actual artwork that comes from India that's carved there. But 90% of actually what we've created here is locally sourced. The labor force is local. So a big part of actually building this project is actually also getting the economy going, getting the local economy growing, getting people jobs. We were feeding hundreds of workers at almost on a daily basis. So the idea is to also give back into the local community, around the shops, the businesses around us also got involved, whether it was printing, whether it was, to go buy water or paper cups and whatever it needed to be buy. We actually locally. We actually supported the local small businesses around us.
And what was very interesting, sorry if I just add there, is that whenever do we as a country get to build something outside the normal mall or home or business place? So everyone that's involved here, it's something exciting, something interesting to be a part of. To see a new vision of what can be built by taking the inspiration from India and bringing it here. everyone here has been working new. We've touched something new. Our construction teams here, it's something brand new. The idea of building something that isn't a normal bricks and mortar block is something that everyone is actually inspired by and wants to actually be a part of.
So there you have it. It's for the people, by the people. And we are in South Africa, right? So load shedding is not going to go away. And now we even have water shedding. So I believe that this project has prioritized water efficiency and solar readiness and environmental conservation. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah. So we've had a green initiative in mind from the beginning. All our campuses across the world have had the element of looking after the environment. From a solar perspective, we've got solar panels on the roofs here. We've got the cabling available. That will be switched on in good time. Underneath the basement, we have a 100,000 litre tank that collects the rainwater. And we've had such good rains recently, it's been brilliant. We've been actually using that for the irrigation of the garden, which we are looking at right now. And the intention there is to plant at least 1,000 trees on this campus, and that rainwater will be used for that trees. We'll also use the same rainwater for cleaning, etc., to be able to use our water very efficiently, as we know about the water scarcity in this country. Also, if you walk around the campus, we have a lot of natural light which seeps into this building. So our use of lighting also is minimal, and where we do have light bulbs, we're using the LED, energy efficient bulbs, to support the initiative to use less electricity in this country. Given that we have a beautiful sunlight here, we should use that natural resource.
You're going to be planting over 500 to 1,000 trees. Can you tell me more about that?
So the idea is, when we have construction at a new site, we do need to prepare the site, which means that the previous plantations that were here, we had to remove. The intention is that once we build this, the intention is to at least double or if not treble the amount of plantations around this area. So we intend to plant at least 1,000 trees, plants, flowers, to make this a place which even we can come for use for a park run, for our kids to play in a safe environment where there's nature together with culture, together with community.
So it's going to be a nice place to meditate as well?
Okay, so for that specifically, we have a mandir, which is a specific sacred place where you actually spend time with yourself, with your own soul, and with God Himself. The idea is there you actually spend time conversing with your Maker, and spending time in prayer, meditation, as you say, because everywhere else is going to be very much loud.
Yeah. Here is not just a temple for praying and meditation. I believe there's even a gym. Tell us about that.
When we come to the temple, we generally think it's only about spirituality. But actually, we want a holistic experience. We want you to feel immersed into the space. And especially for the youngsters. I mean, we can't expect a young 5-year-old to sit and keep quiet and do meditation. It's something that they might actually struggle with. So what we actually had this concept of a gym. It's actually our guru, Swami Maharaj, and actually his idea. He says the youth, they need to be active. We keep telling them, go out and play, but we don't have a safe environment for them always. So here we actually have created a safe space where they can do a lot of indoor sports. They can be running around, whether you're a 2-year-old running around, just learn to walk, or you're a 50-year-old who wants to learn how to play, paddle, or you want to play indoor, some sort of sports. You can actually get active here. It also serves as a multifunctional space, like for BAPS charities. You need a large space to collect goods, or you want to separate, or you want to create food or whatever. That space can be multifunctional. We can also feed people there as well. It also other facilities as well. Like in the top level, we have almost 30 classrooms for boys and for girls. The idea is to actually give them a space where they can learn. They can learn our culture, our multi different languages, where they can be Gujarati, Hindi, Telugu, where they can be all different types of instruments, where they can actually find different types of skill sets together, whether it's public speaking, even whether it be learning how to do a classical dance, and that's kind of functionality we have in the space.
Something interesting you told me earlier on also is when you come for prayers, there's 2 special rooms. Can you tell us about that?
So if you look behind us, actually there's 2 cry rooms. Parents of today are actually quite modern, right? They don't want to sit at home and be a parent. They want their child to also be part of the spiritual journey, right? When you're having a child, doesn't mean your life stops, right? So we have these 2 cry rooms. One is for the mummies and one is for the daddies. Because nowadays the fathers are active. They are very much involved in the upbringing of children, right? And what's even brilliant is that both the men and the women's bathrooms will actually have changing areas, which means even the dad can go and change a nappy in a safe space, a clean space that's actually made for them to be the best parent that they can be. So it doesn't matter whether you are 1 year old or whether you are 91 years old, there's a space here. From the ramps which can facilitate wheelchairs to prams, we are welcoming everyone, and we have made a plan and facilities to include as many different types of disabilities or ages or anything.
So you guys are having a 12-day festival of hope and unity to celebrate the completion of phase 1. Can you tell us some of the festivities that we can expect?
So we have quite a few different functions actually happening. We're actually going to have one day which is actually dedicated to all the women and actually celebrating the impact that women have made, not just at our temple or in the country, in the world. Today we are here to recognize actually the contribution that women have made. And from the little youngsters who are like 5 years old, those little girls, whether they're dancing, singing, they actually have public speaking. The youth of today, actually we do a lot of activities with them when we take them to camps. We teach them how to talk in public. They've actually become brilliant speakers. We're giving them a platform to show the rest of South Africa actually what this temple can actually develop in a child, and especially the girl child. How do we push them forward? How do we give them a platform to shine? I have a young daughter. I want her to see women thriving on a stage, showing their skill sets and displaying it for the world. So the Mela Din is one of our big days. We also have the actual inauguration of the temple. We're going to have some community days where we're going to call the community, come and see what we have created. We're going to have some days which are dedicated to the young children, to the Bal Balika Din. For them, we have a day dedicated to teenagers. Because nowadays the teenagers, they are integral part. They are actually the ones who are pushing this temple to be progressive. They are actually the ones who said, when you build this, it must be energy efficient. It must be water-wise. You must use natural facilities. You must use local. They challenge us. So we're giving them a forum as well, the young girls and the young boys, to actually say, have a day where you show us what you actually want to show us.
We have a community day, and there the idea is to invite the different organizations around South Africa and Johannesburg who will join us in spreading the same message of hope and unity.
I must say, you can see that I'm sitting with 2 ladies today representing BAPS. So, and I've heard some good stories about the work that the ladies are doing, including painting of this big hall, the temple, the whole project. They've been involved in it. Can you tell us what else the ladies have been involved in?
So the painting was actually quite a massive task, where they was climbing up on these tall ladders, these paintbrushes with actual rollers and getting quite dirty. People were up on the scaffolding. We had harnesses for their safety, of course. And actually most of this complex was actually painted from the point of sanding down the rhinolite all the way to cleaning, wiping, putting the base coat all the way through to actually the final coat and making sure it looks perfectly even. It's quite a bit of work to go there. We actually have become experts at that. But the women, of course, traditionally we know women, they're the kitchen. So they are literally cleaning hundreds and hundreds of bags of groceries. The idea is that when we do have meals, it's going to be freshly cooked. The women are going to be actively involved. We're not going to cook earlier days in advance. It's going to be fresh meals served every single day. Women are also doing a lot of the administrative in this project as well. We're doing the PR team is actually quite involved. Actually, every element, every department, there's some sort of, women's wing. It's very much a balanced kind of structure.
What I'd like to add is the teenagers actually were instrumental in looking at the pillars. So if you see around the campus, we've got 300 traditional pillars. The teenage youth group were actually instrumental in climbing up scaffolding to be able to put those pillars together. They sandpapered, they used a specific type of spray paint to give it the shine it currently has, and they fixed the peacocks in terms of those girls who had artistic skills. They were able to mold them and make them look as beautiful as they are. And what's interesting about these girls is because they've all come from school, most of their lives have been behind desks and now behind computers. So when last or whenever have they ever held a drill in hand? When have they held a paintbrush in their hand? When have they held a professional grinding machine in hand? We've never done that, and our general life doesn't allow for the facilities for us to do these things. So these young girls came here with no skill whatsoever, but now if you give them a project, they'll be able to do A to Z with the utmost professionalism. They built relationships with each other. They probably had maybe an argument with something, but they learned to actually deal with human beings, find a solution and move forward as a team. And that is so important in this day and age, where there's Netflix, Instagram, social media screaming for attention. These girls were here from 6 a.m. in the morning until 8, 9 p.m. at night, where they had breakfast here, lunch here, and dinner here in a group of 100 girls, similar ages. These relationships will last for a lifetime going forward.
So well done to the Yuvak Mandal or the youth group of BAPS. We salute you, and we know that our future is in good hands. How did the community take to the temple being built in North Riding residential area?
So I've lived here for a few years, so I think I've seen that journey over time. I think initially there was a lot of uncertainty. I think once we actually started doing the construction, any construction site, whether it's building a wall in your home or actually creating a home from scratch, right? There's obviously going to be drilling, there's going to be banging, there's going to be landscaping, there's going to be a lot of noise. I mean, a project of this scale actually requires a lot of heavy machinery. So unfortunately, it did take a bit of a toll on the community. Our temple community is try to be inclusive, try to give forewarning, try to say at 6 o'clock on a weekday, let's actually stop. Let's leave the heavy lifting for the heavy sound for the daytime. The evening we do the more quieter work. Let's respect how do we respect our neighbors? We've had to do a lot of engaging with the body corporates around us to say, come talk to us. If you have a problem, don't complain. We are here to listen. We'll adjust. We will try our best to make you feel as comfortable as you can in your own home. We're not here to make anyone feel uncomfortable or unhappy. We want them to be part of this. In the future, we want to do park runs. We want to actually have community functions here. The security team that actually patrol, they want to have their weekly meetings here. We're actually inviting them, be part, we are one. We made a lot of friends actually along the way. Many people actually there's such good vibes coming out of this temple. We actually are happy. Perhaps they were worried at first. Now they're actually, there's good people here. We're excited. There's going to be good vibes, good feelings.
And also you guys are going to be boosting the economy. I mean, I'm sure that you're expecting a lot of tourists. I mean, there's going to be foodstuffs here, a lot of events happening here. So people from all over the world are going to be coming. So tourism is going to pick up.
So the small businesses is quite a big thing. So North Riding, if you look around, it's a lot of small little. We don't have a big mall. We have a lot of these small little shops. So what we try to do is whether it can be our printing, whether it can be just buying snacks, we try to go to the small guys around us. So we support them, they are part of us. I mean, we want them. So we actually, when we have our community day, we're going to call them. Please come. This is yours as much as ours, We want you to be part of this because when we want to get a bottle of Coke, we're going to go to that uncle in the corner, right? And we want to be friends with him. We are going to be one family. We're trying to foster that kind of community and that kind of culture.
Okay, so it looks like a big thing to look forward to, and I'm sure a lot of people around the globe are looking forward to it. How many people do you expect to come here?
So from an international perspective, we're expecting about 2,000 guests to come from America, UAE, London, Australia to attend this event. From a local perspective, this hall itself can seat 5,000 people. And on the main day, which is the 2nd of February, when we have the Murti Pratishta, we're expecting in excess of 5,000 people because that is the main day where our Guru Hari will actually do the Vedic Sanskrit shloks to place the life into the actual deities that we will have in the mandir. So on that day we expect a large crowd. We hope that everyone who watches this does attend at least one, if not all of the 12 days. Every day will be a different theme. Every day we'll have a different actual event happening between plays and arts and culture and dance. Our intention is to showcase the best of what humanity can do. And with that showcasing, the idea is to invite our youth, our young children, the parents of young children, to come and allow our children to actually partake in this. The more skills we give our future generation, the much better we as a country will be and the much higher impact we can have locally and globally.
What has been the most challenging and rewarding aspects of this project?
So I think the most challenging and rewarding is quite interesting because initially getting people to come to one space, because people like what's easier in the home. So whether you be living in Benoni or whether you're living in the south at Lenasia or in the Lodium or anywhere, it's easy to go to the local temple, right? It is, and you should go. But here we were trying to kind of bring everyone together. And sometimes bringing people together is not as easy as it sounds, right? So I think initially it was a bit of a traveling issue, but eventually we said, okay, let's find how do we do it. So we started carpooling, we started getting lift clubs, We started getting the local vans to bring, a group of people. Eventually, people realized, actually, this is pretty fun. Actually, all my friends are going. Oh, my whole family is going. And suddenly, what was a difficult thing at first, everybody wanted to get involved. Suddenly, people are like quickly booking their spaces in carpools to come here, and they're like, "Oh, who's leaving first? No, I'm going to go early today." Or it suddenly became the place to be.
Yeah.
So when we initially we were calling people. Now we like, sure, we don't have to even say anything, and there's just hundreds of volunteers every night. I mean, if you come here at 10 o'clock at night, they're having tea, coffee, we're having snacks, and there's hundreds of people. But the vibe is so powerful.
Can you share your social media platforms, and where can the public get information about the events that's to come soon?
So the Instagram handle is at BAPS South Africa. There are regular updates there.
So at BAPS South Africa to follow them and catch all the updates there. So there you can see the hope and the unity is definitely happening already. Don't forget to come for those 12 days and enjoy the festivities of the BAPS in North Riding. It's 4 Dexter Road. We're looking forward to seeing you, and thank you to these lovely ladies for sharing their time with us the whole day, not just the interview, and taking us around. We really do appreciate it. So there's Reshma Thakur and Anjana Makan. We thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jitesh Bhai. We really appreciate your time, and we hope that all your listeners will get this message and please come to this event. It's going to be life-changing. Thank you.